and welcome to Midday Update. Yes, the country is all set to celebrate the glorious 52nd National Day of Oman, which falls on 18 November. This year, the National Day celebrations are going to be held in Salalah, and the streets, government and private buildings, as well as the homes of citizens in the Dhofar Governorate, have been adorned with flags and lights in a beautiful way, expressing the importance of this occasion. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, the Supreme Commander, will preside over the military parade on Friday, 18 November 2022, to be staged at Al Nasser Ground in the Governorate of Dhofar on the occasion of the 52nd glorious National Day. Symbolic units representing the Royal Army of Oman, the Royal Air Force of Oman, the Royal Navy of Oman, the Royal Guard of Oman, the Sultan's Special Force, the Royal Oman Police, the Royal Court Affairs, and the Joint Military Musical Band will take part in the military parade. Alongside His Majesty the Sultan, the parade will be attended by members of the royal family, ministers, chairmen of the State Council and Shura Council, advisors, commanders of the Sultan's armed forces, military and security units, heads of the diplomatic corps of the Arab and foreign countries accredited to the Sultanate of Oman, under-secretaries, retired military commanders, judges, members of the Public Prosecution Department, ambassadors at the Foreign Ministry, walis, sheikhs and dignitaries of the Governorate of Dhofar. It will also be attended by the military attaches of the Arab and foreign embassies in the Sultanate of Oman, senior military officers, senior state officials, senior retired officers, commissioned and non-commissioned officers at SFF, RGO, military and security units, and citizens of the Governorate of Dhofar. On the occasion of the National Day, His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq also received greetings from several officials in the Sultanate of Oman. In their greetings, the officials expressed their sincere sentiments to His Majesty on this auspicious occasion, wishing him good health and happiness. They prayed to Allah the Almighty to protect His Majesty and grant him a long life. They also prayed for the return of this occasion on him at a time when the Omani people have achieved further aspirations under the wise leadership of His Majesty. Meanwhile, the celebrations are on in every governorate. Yesterday, the residents of the Vilayat of Shalem and Al Halaniyat Islands organized a national march titled Loyalty and Gratitude for His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq in conjunction with the Sultanate of Oman celebrations of the 52nd glorious National Day. His Excellency Dr. Masood bin Salim Al Kathiri, Wali of Shalem and Al Halaniyat Islands, and a number of officials participated in the march, as well as a gathering of the Vilayat's residents and school students who were carrying pictures of His Majesty the Sultan and the flags of the Sultanate, as well as reciting patriotic poems that express love for the leader and homeland. His Excellency Dr. Masood bin Salim Al Kathiri, the Wali of Shalem and Al Halaniyat Islands, said that the people of the Vilayat expressed their thanks, loyalty and gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq for the achievements, projects and development in the Vilayat, calling on God to preserve His Majesty the Sultan and perpetuate these precious occasions for this dear country. Meanwhile, earlier, the Korean Embassy hosted a National Day and Armed Forces Day reception and a friendship concert on November 13th and 14th respectively. Kim Kye-ju, Ambassador of Korea to the Sultanate of Oman, highlighted the bridges that link both countries and people in 4 fields. He also underlined that a thriving economic and trade bridge is linking the two economies with Korea as the third largest trade partner of Oman. He reassured the commitment to aligning the partnership with the Oman Vision 2040 and contributing to its fulfillment. Meanwhile, the General Secretariat for National Celebrations also announced several other activities in celebration of National Day. This includes drones and laser shows held in the Sahal Ateen in the Governorate of Dhofar and the Amirat Public Park in the Muscat Governorate on Friday, November 18, 2022. On Saturday, November 19, 2022, drones and laser shows will be seen in the Al Khod Dam in Muscat Governorate. Residents of Musandam Governorate can watch the drone shows in Khasab Dabdaba on Monday, November 21, 2022. Kite shows will be held starting at 4 p.m. in Sahal Ateen on November 18th, Al Azaiba Beach on November 22nd, and Sea Beach on November 23rd. Talking about Amirat, there is a lot that is scheduled to happen there too. We've got Omani folklore performances by the Al Amirat Band from 4:30 to 7:30, Children's Theatre by Al Amirat Charitable Team from 5 to 7:25, Omani folk games presented by Al Amirat Club from 5 to 7:25, forensic flight shows which will be carried out by the Muscat Legal Aviation Team at 4:30, classic car shows presented by the Muscat Antique Cars Team from 4:30 to 8 p.m. The Omani Women's Association in Al Amirat will present the Productive Families Corner from 4 to 9 p.m. also. Musical Scout Band performances will be presented by the General Directorate of Scouts and Guides at 8 p.m. The General Directorate for National Celebrations at 8 p.m. will also present drone shows and laser shows. Well, those were the highlights. We'll take a short break and then we'll have the news headlines. Stay tuned.
Play, you listen.
You talk, we listen.
You got something to say? We want to hear it.
95.4 in Muscat.
And 91 in Salalah.
Music, news, views, and everything in between.
TFM. Let's talk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the news headlines for the day. First transperineal prostate biopsy in Oman conducted. His Majesty the Sultan sends written message to Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Brazil is positioning itself as a haven for digital nomads. Biden congratulates Republicans for winning majority in US House. Valiant Oman go down to mighty Germany. Those are the headlines. Now for the local stories for the day. The genitourinary team at the Sultan Qaboos Comprehensive Cancer Care and Research Center performed the first of its kind operation in Oman for taking a sample of the prostate through the perineum, which is safer and more accurate. Dr. Hilal Al-Rashidi, consultant of urology oncology, said the following. In transperineal biopsy, the doctor passes the biopsy needle through the perineal skin into the prostate rather than passing the biopsy needle through a potentially contaminated rectum. This approach lowers the risk of sepsis to 1 in 500 rather than the approximate 1 to 2 in 100 risk of sepsis related to transrectal biopsy. Studies show a slightly higher detection rate with the transperineal approach, and the main benefit is safety due to the lower risk of severe life-threatening infection. Also, with the transperineal approach, it is much easier to access the anterior prostate, which is not well sampled with transrectal biopsy. Dr. Hilal Al-Rashidi further added, nowadays all guidelines advise TP approach as first choice if available. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq has sent a written message to President Bashar al-Assad of the Syrian Arab Republic dealing with the bilateral relations between the two countries and means of enhancing them. The message was handed over by Saeed Badr Hamad al-Busaidi, Foreign Minister, when the Syrian President received him on Wednesday. During the meeting, Saeed Badr conveyed greetings and best wishes of His Majesty the Sultan to President Bashar and the people of Syria. The Syrian President asked Saeed Badr to convey his greetings and best wishes to His Majesty and the Omani people. He also expressed his heartfelt sentiments to His Majesty and the Omani people on the occasion of the 52nd National Day. The meeting reviewed bilateral relations and affirmed the joint keenness to boost cooperation in various fields to serve the joint interests. It also touched on regional and international developments and underscored the importance of supporting all efforts that maintain security and stability in the region. The meeting was attended by Dr. Faisal Mikdad, Syrian Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates, Sayyid Turki Mahmoud al-Busaidi, Ambassador of Oman to Syria, and Khalid Hashil al-Musali, Head of Minister's Office Department. Those were the local stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with international news. Stay tuned.
Play, you listen.
You talk, we listen.
You got something to say? We want to hear it.
95.4 in Muscat.
And 91 in Salalah.
Music, news, views, and everything in between.
TFM. Let's talk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories. João Pessoa, Sao Paulo and Florianopolis offer remote workers their own unique selling points as destinations balancing productivity, affordability and dream lifestyles. Brazil is granting visas and temporary residence permits for immigrants without an employment relation in Latin America's largest country and whose professional activity can be carried out remotely. These workers, known as digital nomads, are flocking to destinations that offer the ideal blend of conditions for their productivity and peace of mind, and Brazil is striving to deliver this. For a period of up to 1 year and extendable for an additional year, digital nomads can enter Brazil as a visitor or tourist for up to 90 days and must meet the criteria acceptable to their migratory condition based on their nationality. This way of life has grown in popularity, particularly during the pandemic, and many professionals have embraced the concept of working while traveling between cities or countries. Programmers, video editors, content producers, teachers, photographers, translators, illustrators, designers, investors, and other professionals all have the potential to work as digital nomads. Many people have made freedom their way of life. Rather than waiting for the perfect moment to plan a trip, life on the move and discovering new places are the norm today. US President Joe Biden on Wednesday congratulated Republicans for winning the majority in the House of Representatives and vowed to cooperate with his political rivals to deliver results for the American people. I congratulate leader Kevin McCarthy on Republicans winning the House majority, and I'm ready to work with House Republicans to deliver results for working families, Biden said in a press release on Wednesday. I will work with anyone, Republican or Democrat, willing to work with me to deliver results for them. Biden said the future of the US is too promising to be trapped in political warfare, and the American people want the US government to get things done for them. US Congressman Mike Garcia's re-election victory was confirmed on Wednesday evening, providing enough mandates to tilt the scale of power in the House of Representatives from Democrats to Republicans. While Republicans have been projected to win a majority in the lower chamber of Congress by securing at least 218 seats, Democrats retained the majority in the Senate after the midterm elections. Earlier on Wednesday, sources reported that Republicans are projected to win a slim majority in the House of Representatives as results from last week's midterm elections are finalized. Sources projected Republicans to win a majority in the lower chamber, at least 218 seats, but by narrow margins. Democrats retained the majority in the Senate following the midterm. Though Biden entered office with Democrats in control of both chambers, the Republican House could complicate the administration's legislative agenda for the second half of this term. However, the Democratic Senate should still be able to confirm Biden's judicial and administrative appointments despite Republican control of the House. Notably, legislation passed by the Republican House is unlikely to clear the Senate or avoid a veto by Biden without bipartisan support. This report comes a day after former United States President Donald Trump announced that he will seek the Republican Party nomination to contest in the 2024 presidential election. And now for the sports stories. The Red Warriors played their hearts out against the mighty football giants Germany before going down 1-0 in a FIFA-friendly match at a packed Sultan Qaboos Sports Complex on Wednesday night. Oman players under coach Branko Ivankovic can hold their heads high after a spirited performance against the four-time World Cup champions as they kept the visiting Germans at bay for 80 minutes of the match. A rare and a late defensive lapse led to the only goal of the match as substitute Nicholas Fulkrug beat the Oman goalkeeper Ibrahim Al-Mukaini in the 80th minute to give Hansi Flick's side a victory in their final fixture ahead of their FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 campaign. Germany played Japan in their opener on June 23rd in a Group E game, but coach Flick will have to iron out the team's shortcomings after a scrappy display in front of around 26,000 fans at the stadium. Oman had their share of goal-scoring chances, with Mohsen Al-Ghassani failing to beat Germany's shot-stopper and captain Manuel Neuer as one-on-one situation on the 71st minute, the best chance of the five Oman had. Young Zahir Al-Akbari stood out with his solo runs to threaten German defence. Overall, it was a performance that Oman football fans will remember a lot, while Germany would be happy to escape with a solitary goal win. Those are the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.